Hey guys, welcome to my new video. Today I'm going to tell you about how I saved money on airfare when flying to Chile to stay abroad for a semester. I did this by making a stopover in Costa Rica on the way there and on the way back with two separate round-trip tickets. So I flew on two separate airlines, and on the way down there I spent 4 days in Costa Rica, and on the way back I spent about a day and a half there. If you're planning a trip to a faraway land, depending on your destination, you might be able to do a similar thing to save money and see another place along the way. So now I'm going to give some tips on doing a similar thing to either save money on airfare or just to see another destination along the way, and also what to look out for when planning this. The first tip is, when exploring stopover destinations, be sure to add up the prices of the separate tickets and make sure that it's not significantly more expensive than the cost of a single ticket to your final destination. Even if it's the same price or slightly more expensive, it might still be worth it if it's a place that you're really wanting to go to. In this way, you won't have to spend extra money on making a separate trip to go to that destination that you're thinking about stopping over in. The second tip is, pay attention to the time of day that you're arriving in and leaving the place that you want to pass through, along with the location of the airport, and see if you can get a cheap bus to and from the city, since otherwise you might have to take a taxi, which can be very expensive because either the airport is far away or it's a scam. The third tip is to pack light. I took just a backpack and a carry-on when I went to stay abroad for a semester, so that way I had just one suitcase to worry about in addition to my backpack when I was passing through Costa Rica, and even the carry-on was annoying to wheel around. So I don't think you would want to take 2 or more suitcases if you're making a stopover. The fourth tip is to print out all of your airline tickets to show to your airline or immigration authorities for proof of onward travel. When I was flying to Costa Rica, I had my tickets printed out, and I ended up needing to show my ticket to Chile to an airline employee to prove that I wasn't actually going to spend 4 months in Costa Rica without a visa. So that was helpful to have, and I was glad that I did print out my tickets. The fifth tip is to allow ample time between your tickets, especially when flying on different airlines, in case of a flight delay or cancellation. Of course, if you're making a stopover, you will have ample time, but if you're making a round trip and planning on spending most of your time in your stopover destination, like on the way there and then just passing through for a short amount of time on the way back, you would still want to have ample time on the back end of your trip so that you'd be safe. So that's why I spent a day and a half in Costa Rica on my way back instead of less than that, like just half a day or even a few hours. The sixth tip is, if you're on a tight budget, it's very important to make sure that you don't need a visa for the country that you're wanting to stop over in. Some countries, such as Bolivia and Paraguay, for example, require visas for Americans to visit just as tourists, and their visa fee is $160 for Americans. And on a tight budget, that was very expensive. But if your budget isn't that tight and you have the money to spare for it and you really want to visit that destination, go for it, but don't be surprised by the visa fee. The seventh tip is to research entry or departure taxes that the country that you're wanting to stop over in might have, so that you're not surprised by an unexpected expense. When I flew out of Costa Rica to fly to Chile, I had to pay a $29 departure tax that wasn't included in my airfare, but when I flew back to the United States out of Costa Rica, it was included in my airfare, so it was just on the way there that I had that expense. Thanks for watching this video. Be sure to comment below if you've done something similar to this, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!